Hi, it's Jade from Saddlebank, and today I'm here in North East Wales at Zebra Products, and we're going to take you behind the scenes to look at some amazing saddles and meet some really cool event riders. But first, let's go and meet Simon, who is the director and founder of Zebra Products. We're going to go to his home and his yard, meet his amazing event horses, and hear all about how he started the business. So if you're ready, let's go. So I'm now here with Simon Middleton, who is the director of Zebra Products. Simon, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to meet with us today.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Can you tell me a little bit, when did you start riding and what was your introduction to horses?
Wow. I started riding when I was 8. I come from a totally non-horsey family. My family are really involved in cycling, so I'm like the black sheep. Started riding at 8. I got my first pony when I was 13. My parents knew nothing about horses, but they supported me well. Then I've literally had horses and ponies since then. I can't get rid of the bug.
And what do you currently do with your horses?
I've got 3 horses that I event. I've always had a passion for eventing. I've been doing it since I was 21. Can't seem to shake it off, but yeah, I event.
And what is it about eventing that you love?
I think I like the scene. I think it's a very friendly scene. It's normally in beautiful locations. I think the people are nice, and I like the challenge of the 3 phases. It's never completely done. You've got your dressage, show jumping, and then cross country. There's always something to work on. And I think the fact that you can compete as an amateur against like top class people and sometimes beat them as well.
And is there a particular phase that's your favourite?
The cross country, yeah.
Yeah, adrenaline junkie?
Yeah, I think less so now, but I still like the sort of the relationship you build with the horse where they trust you and do the cross-country fences that you want.
Amazing. And can you tell me a little bit about the horses that you currently own?
Of course I can. Do you want to come and see them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So this is Class. He's my horse. I event him. I've had him since he was 6. He's now 9. He events at novice level. He's super talented, but quite quirky. Yeah, he's always keeps me on my toes.
Very nice. And what do you ride him in?
Saddle-wise, I ride him in a basso and to jump in, and dressage, I ride him in a cervia.
Okay.
Yeah. This is another one of mine. This is Rebel. He is 8. He is super nice horse. He events as well, and he virtually always gets placed. He's really very reliable and just really tries really hard for you. We've got 3 quite special horses here on this yard. This is one of them. He's called Bouncer. He hunted an island, and then Lindsay evented him to 2-star. And now at the age of 18, he's a Grand Prix dressage horse. So he is a very special horse that's, it's done more than we ever dreamt of, really.
And what does your wife, Lindsay, ride him in?
She rides him in a Vega dressage and a finesse bridle.
Amazing.
So I've showed you one special horse. This is the next very special horse. This is Trigger. He is 23. I've had him since he was 5, and it took me to advanced level eventing. He is just such a try. He was very naughty as a young horse. His competition name is Shenanigan because he was always naughty. But then I learned how to ride him, and he tried super hard. Now I don't ride him because he's retired, but Alex, who works for us, rides him every day, and he gets ridden in a DJ jump and a classic dressage. So this is another of Lindsay's horses that she does dressage on. She's actually called Kev, but she's a girl. She show jumped as a young horse. Then she evented with Lindsay, and she was very, very good at eventing, but she didn't stay sound with all the galloping. So Lindsay switched her to dressage. She's a bit reluctant at it, but I think she's getting used to it now. Lindsay rides her in a dressage rose and a finesse bridle.
So it's in a Equipe saddle?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. This is Lindsay's young dressage horse. He's called Cookie. He's 5 years old and bred to do dressage, and just starting in his education now. He is ridden in a finesse bridle, and he's ridden in an Equipe Oracle saddle. So this is the third very special horse here. This is Woody. He is 22 years old. He was, or is owned by Sam Middleton, our Equipe sponsored rider. Sam did everything from 1-star to 5-star on him, and very luckily let me sort of take him over 3 years ago, and I've been doing 2-star on him, and he's just an amazing horse. And he's in an Go jump saddle and a dressage saddle.
I'd love to see him in action. Do you fancy getting on board?
Yeah, should we tack him up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So Simon, can you tell us a little bit about Zebra products?
Okay, well, we started it in September 2000, so next year is our 25th anniversary. As I said, I've always been passionate about horses and always wanted to sell horse products. I've always been mad about horse gear. I was one of those people that was always looking at what bridle famous riders use, what saddle they use, and I wanted to start a business selling it. And we started it in 2000, and literally from sort of 2-3 staff, we've grown to now 26 staff, I think it is now.
Amazing. And what does Zebra Products do? So what sort of range of products do you offer?
We do everything, really. We do sort of saddles, bridles, clothing. We do 3 brands of clothing, care products, rugs, bits. I think there's nothing now we don't do. I think we have 17 brands altogether.
And who are your customers?
We have a mixture of customers, from saddle fitters, bit fitters, normal tack shops, online people. Yeah, bit mixture of different people.
So it's all business to business customers.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. And why Zebra Products? Where did the name come from?
Good question. My wife and I got married nearly 30 years ago, and we actually got married in Kenya. And after we got married, we went on safari, and I think we've always had a bit of a thing for Africa. And then when we were looking for a name for the business, we came up with the idea Zebra, and it's very easy to brand with black and white, etc. And it's sort of vaguely equestrian.
Love it. I love the branding that you have. It's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
And what are your future plans for Zebra?
Well, we're always expanding. We took on another brand this year, Compodel Body Protectors. And the next thing that I'm looking to, I've got a few things in the pipeline. One of them would be look at changing our software system. Then the other thing is relocating. Where we are at the moment, we rent, and we bought premises probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And I would like to move there and have like a really nice place for the team to work from.
Amazing. Sounds great. Shall we go and take a look at the HQ?
Definitely.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So Simon, we've just been to your yard, met your horses and heard all about you. So could we take a tour of the office?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant.
Let's go. So Jade, this is the customer service office.
Yeah.
This is Catherine, the customer service manager.
Hiya.
She manages the whole operation. And this is her team. This is Sharon. Sharon is customer service north, so she looks after all the customers north of Birmingham.
Yep.
This is Amy. She
Hi.
looks after all the customers south of Birmingham. And this is Karen on the phone, who looks after all our saddle customers, you included,
Yeah.
and also all our Irish customers as well.
Brilliant.
And this is Jo. Jo works with our accountant. She looks after all the purchase invoices. So all the invoices that come in from the supplier, she inputs them on the system and then authorises the payment.
Brilliant.
And this is my office, obviously not the biggest.
And these are the horses we've seen earlier in action?
Yeah, some of them in action. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
amazing. They're fantastic photos.
Thank you. And this is John, our operations manager.
Hi, John.
So this is our reception area.
I love it. I love all the zebras you have everywhere, Simon. It's absolutely fantastic. And these beautiful photographs of all the riders you've had. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, I mean, these riders are probably some of the riders we've worked with the longest time. That's Ben Mayer, this is Jeanette Breakwell, Billy Toomey and Carl Hester.
Fantastic, absolutely incredible. And I'm really excited to meet some of your sponsored riders later on this afternoon.
Should be good.
Fantastic.
Let me show you some more team members.
Yep, brilliant.
And this is what we call the cave, Jade. This is the purchase team, and this is Jess, the purchase manager.
Hiya.
This is Jordan, purchase assistant.
Hello.
And Phil, purchase assistant.
Hi, Phil.
Okay, let me take you to the warehouse now.
Brilliant, let's go.
So this is the warehouse, Jade. Let's go meet Eleanor, the warehouse manager. And this is Eleanor, the warehouse manager. Hello. She has a team of 5 people, and she's responsible for all the goods coming in and all the goods going out. And as you know, Jade, we do lots of different brands. We've got Matters there, Bucas, Veredus, Cavallor. Now we're off to meet Jazz, the warehouse assistant. And this is Jazz, one of our warehouse assistants.
Hi Jazz, lovely to meet you. And Simon, you do 2 key brands of saddles, so Amerigo and Equipe, and you've got a lovely array of them behind us here. How many have you got in total?
We aim to keep about 300 in stock. It just means that if you order, we can get them to you the next day. Let me take you to see Sally now, and she can talk to you in detail about the brands.
Brilliant.
So this is the showroom, Jade, and this is Sally, the saddle sales manager, so she will now tell you a bit more about the saddles.
Brilliant. So Sally, Zebra have got 2 key products for saddles, so Amerigo and Equipe. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, sure. We have Amerigo, which was founded by Peter Menet back in 1998. Peter is an incredible horseman. I've been very lucky to have done some training with Peter, very fortunate. He's just such a great teacher. There's nothing he doesn't know about horses. He wanted to bring out a brand that allowed the horse freedom of movement, but at the same time didn't compromise the comfort for the rider. So we're extremely lucky to have Amerigo. We've had some great case studies and stuff with horses that are particularly sensitive. And Amerigo's been absolutely fantastic. The results have been incredible. Yeah. And then we have Equipe as well, which is based in the same factory in Italy. That was brought out and founded by 2 sisters from a family and 2 brothers from another family, and they're still continuing with the brand now. So it's really nice, the heritage there. And they have a state-of-the-art factory in Italy, and they actually both manufacture Amerigo and Equipe from that factory.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to go to the factory end of last year, and it is incredible. The machinery they've got and the precision technology to make sure there's no blemishes and everything is precision cut. It's just incredible. Yeah. Really, a real honour to actually visit the place because it is just next level.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. We're really lucky, and they are incredible saddles.
Amazing. So Sally, can we take a deeper dive into the Amerigo brand? What can you tell me about Amerigo?
Yeah, so we have 2 trees to Amerigo. We've got the main part of Amerigo is the wooden trees, the beechwood laminated wooden trees. We have 8 different jump trees available in the wooden range, and also 8 different dressage trees. So the range, I think people underestimate that really with Amerigo. The range that we have available within jump, dress, every discipline is vast. So we can cater for any horse profile really. It's matching the profile of the saddle to the horse's top line so that they have that freedom of movement, which is what Peter Menet always had the vision for. And then we also have, which is the starting point of Amerigo, the plastic tree, which makes it a little bit of a cheaper option. It still comes on a flock panel. The wooden ones are all flock panel. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. The plastic trees are also all on a flock panel. And we have a jump Vega saddle and also a dressage Vega option. When I mentioned the flock panels, it's a special flock panel. Now, if we had wool panels, it would probably be a lot cheaper. But we have what we call the MPS system, which is the multifunctional panel system. And it's super soft. And you can add this over time. To be honest, I saw a saddle the other day that was 20 years old, and you don't need to really interfere. It's still super soft, still kept its consistency.
And I'm assuming because of its attributes, it doesn't ball up very easily and doesn't need as much maintenance.
No, that's right. So it's even if you add a little bit of this into the panel, if you just wanted to rebalance and tweak the saddle a little bit, if you add this in and then give the saddle what was saddle fitters a mash, you can't actually see where you've added the new flock into the panel. It's that good, and it reacts and moulds with the heat of the horse, so that you get that perfect bedded in feel.
Yeah, no, it's super soft. It's lovely.
Thanks.
And what type of leather do they use on Amerigo saddles?
So there's 3 options really that you can have for leather. As you can see, this one is the Pinerola leather, which is a really soft, durable calfskin leather. We also have what we call the professional leather, like grip leather. So if a professional's riding several horses a day, it's going to take more wear than the usual one person, one horse kind of rider. So it's super grippy and durable for the professionals, so they can sit in it a number of times a day. We also have the full grain leather, which is super strong. But for the professionals, it's not probably the preferred one, even though it's super strong, because it takes a lot. It's a bit harder to bed in.
Yeah.
Okay. We have several options on the saddles as well, so to make it more comfortable for the rider. So initially, the saddle fitter's job is to assess the horse, have the saddle match the profile, find the perfect fit for the horse. But then there's things that we can do for the rider, such as add forward cuts. So this one you'll notice here is a Sienna. So the actual model of this saddle is the Cortina. So it's a Cortina dressage saddle, which is designed actually more for a flatter top line kind of horse. But we, as standard, stock the Sienna version, which is a slightly more forward cut dressage saddle, because we find that unless you have a shorter leg, the majority of riders prefer the Sienna, with allowing for that little bit for the block at the front and then allowing more for the leg. In jump saddles, we also have the forward cut, which is called a Swedish flap. And you can also get in both long flap, short, regular and long flap in the flap on the jump and the dressage as well.
And can you tell me a little bit about a couple of key models that are from the Amerigo range?
Yeah, I would say the DJ is probably one of our most popular jump saddles. It stands for deep jump. I think it's very popular because it makes people feel safe and sat in it. It's not too high at the back and too shaped so that you feel trapped, but so you can still move around, but at the same time it gives you that nice secure cupped in feeling. So the jumpers, especially the eventers and show jumpers in particular, like it. You can do various things with the blocks to secure the rider as well from that point of view. We'll mention that in a little while. So the DJ is also available in a Largo. So if you have a horse with extremely big shoulders and is a little wider at the front, then you can have the Largo option, which is, none of ours are particularly A-framed, but it does open the head slightly to allow for the freedom.
Is it a little bit wider in the channel as well, the Largo?
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
All the
so
way
quite
through
a
the
wide
gullet.
spined horse,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Yeah, perfect.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And any other jump models that you've...
Yeah, we also have the HC, which is a popular model for horses that have a high croup. It stands for high croup. So I always describe it like the Nike tick. So if your wither goes down to the deepest part of the seat, and then from the base of the wither immediately starts to rise up to the croup, like the Nike tick, then the high croup HC model works best for those kind of horses.
And what about dressage models?
Yeah, we've got the Pasubio dressage model, which is really good for horses that are particularly short in the back. They are wider over the withers. It's a slightly wider in the gullet, so it allows for the room. A broad spine would be a great option. The Pasubio would be a great option for those. And you can also get it in the Largo. Largo means wide. Yeah. So if it's particularly wide at the shoulders and through the spine, you've got that freedom of movement and a shorter back, so that it swings up slightly more at the back to allow for that.
So we've changed saddle over now, and Sally, can you tell us a little bit about the Equipe brand?
Yeah, sure. So we have basically in Equipe, we have 3 different tree types. We have the carbon tree, and within the carbon tree we have several different models in that. I mean, it's a vast range. And then we have the wooden tree, which is called the platinum range. And again, within that range we have 8 or so different models available, so that you can get the perfect match for horse and rider. And then we have what we call the theoreme collection, which is the plastic tree range. And again, within that, there's several different models that you can pick from to suit the horse and rider.
And quite a few popular ones in this range include the Expression and Synergy and things like that.
That's right, yeah. So we starts at the Emporio range price-wise, and actually straightness of tree, really. The Emporio and the Expression and the Synergy are the same tree, but on the Synergy they add a beading at the back, which actually creates a little more upswept panel. So there's a little more shape to the Synergy than there is, say, in the Expression and the Emporio. And then it goes to different models from there where you create different shapes.
And panels, foam panels. So how do they create these panels?
Yeah, so Equipe's actually really, really clever. You can actually you provide a saddle for any discipline, really, and shapes of horses, because you basically create a saddle for the horse and the rider. You select the tree and then pick a panel. So if it's a normal standard panel, it would just be all the way straight through, but then you can add extra bits of foam at the front, and the middle and the back, because all of the Equipe range at the minute is foam. Mm-hmm. Then we have specific panels that you can add, which this one is called the Scottish panel. So in this area here, there is a round circle of added foam, so there's more density to this area. And this is ideal if you have a horse with a little muscle atrophy behind the scapula, and you have that pocket where every saddle seems to drop back and fall into that hole. You can use this panel to help with that. And then over time, if the horse then muscles up in that area, which is ideal, this is what you want to achieve, you can change the panels. So if your saddle fitter wants to alter it later on down the line, it's an option.
And does it need to go back to Italy to have that done, or can that be done in the UK?
No, we actually have a repairer called Chris Harper who can do all the repairs and keep the warranties on the saddles, so he can do that. And fantastic. He's also our repair guy for the widths as well. So the saddles, people are under the impression that Equipe can't be altered, but they can be altered by width. And then you can also change the panels.
Is that every tree that can be altered, and how much by, or...?
Since July 2022, you can now alter the wooden trees and the carbon trees by one width either way. And the plastic trees have always been able to be altered as much as you want either way. Previously, the wooden trees could always be altered by one width, but the carbons previous to July 2022, it couldn't be altered at all. So after that day, it can now be altered by one width.
Amazing. And the carbons are super lightweight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice. Super lightweight. I mean, you can add stirrups and whatever, but it really does just help keep that extra added weight off with the carbon tree.
And can you tell me a little bit about the new panels that are coming out?
Yeah, we're really excited because we have this new panel that is now foam and flock mixed, and it's super soft. So if you have something a little bit more sensitive, you have this flock and foam option, which will also be able to be swapped in and out just like the foam ones. Both are extremely close contact, so if you have something that's everything feels perched on, Equipe is a really great option to stay close, stay balanced, and ultimately have a better ride for the horse and the rider, because you've got that close contact.
And with the new panel, could you explain to me a bit about how the foam and flocking sit together, where that's positioned?
Yeah, so we have more of the foam around the outside of the panel, and then through the centre of the panel is the soft flock, so that you have the close contact and perfect balance for the horse, and they have the benefits of the soft flock on their longissimus dorsi muscle, which I call the rails, where you ideally want the saddle to sit. They benefit from that lovely soft contact, and you can achieve the perfect balance by having the flock in there.
And can saddle fitters adjust the flock?
Yep, so it's perfect for that. So it enables you to do the odd little tweaks. Because it's flock, you can add a little bit in just to make sure, as horses change over time, that your saddle's in perfect balance at all times.
Sounds great. And the final two panels you've got here, what can you tell me a little about these ones?
Yeah, so I briefly mentioned the Scottish panel earlier. The Walliser panel is another option, so that if you have a saddle that slides back slightly, and it has the little pocket behind the scapula, but not quite as drastic as a Scottish, and everything just moves back slightly by half a centimetre. We have the Walliser panel, which just keeps a little more depth here. So it's probably, saddle fitters will be familiar with the term like a drop panel. This just adds a little bit more support to this area under the saddle and help keep the saddle balanced whilst being ridden. Because you can have a static fit that's perfect, and then as soon as you go and ride, it completely changes. So as saddle fitter, you have to take that into account and see static and ridden, and know what to do with little secrets like this with the panels to help. Then we have the shoulder free panel, which if you just wanted to keep a little bit back off the shoulders, what we can do is shave the front of the panel here. So if you have something with particularly big moving shoulders, we can shave that off there to just help with the freedom.
And what about the leather on Equipe saddles?
Yeah, so we have the one here, which is the calf skin. It's super soft and durable, and it's moulded. The beauty of Equipe saddles with this leather is that you don't have to have that breaking period, because you're so close to the horse already from day one, and having the super soft leather, it's like putting your slippers on from day one. We also have, for the professionals like Amerigo, the grip leather. So this is a little bit tougher and a little bit more durable, so that you can ride a number of horses a day in it, and it stands the test of time. We can do things as well by adding extra reinforcements at the bottom, so that it holds out with the stirrup leathers, because that's often a weak point on the saddle. So there's lots of things that we can do to help. And also there's the full grain leather as well. They tend to do these on the rarity, the kiddie saddles, the Emporio in the smaller saddles, so that there's a lot of movement with children in the saddles, throwing the legs, doing pony club games, things like that. So they tend to use the full grain leather on these saddles, and less specified, so that they stand the test of time. with every saddle as well, you also get a warranty sleeve. Because of all our saddles, the leather is coloured non-chemically, so it's all naturally coloured over time. I think it takes something incredible, like 14 months to actually dye the leathers and treat them all naturally. So we have our own care line products to make sure that it doesn't strip the colour because of this. So there's the Amerigo ones and the Equipe ones, because they're made in the same factory in Italy. They're the same but different branding, obviously. But they just look after the leather perfectly, because if you were to put something harsh on, like glycerin is a perfect example, it just strips the colour out of the leather. So yeah, just beeswax, lanolin, natural products, things like that, all good stuff. In our, we always recommend that you use their own products just for this reason, to keep the warranty. The warranty little sleeves here, you register online when you buy your saddle, because that registers it from warranty from that date you purchased it, not from manufacture, so that you get a longer time.
So if you've bought one that's maybe been in a warehouse for a couple of years, it's from the date of registration. Yeah, perfect. And we do see a lot secondhand where they turn like green and stuff like that, like you're saying, because they've not used the correct product. So definitely worth investing in the cleaning kit.
Yeah.
So apart from the panels, is there any other customizable features on an Equipe saddle?
Yes, I mentioned earlier that we have the Swedish flap, or the Sienna in the dressage saddles, which is the forward cut flap, but it also alters the block and makes room for the blocks, and we have so many different block options. Would you like me to show you some?
Yeah.
We have the dressage blocks. As you can see, there's
Lots
a
of
massive
lengths and sizes
yeah.
and widths and
So
shapes and...
whether you have a shorter leg, a longer leg, we have a block to suit.
So if I've got a shorter leg, am I looking for a shorter block as well?
It doesn't always work that way, actually. It's basically just whatever the rider finds most comfortable when they sit in the saddle. It's always good to have a demo saddle there to have a play with, to see what blocks they prefer.
Yep. And jump blocks, you got these ones here?
Yeah, so these are the jump ones. I'll pop those down. So we have the jump option, so you can see a lot of people like to add. They come as standard usually with a number 1 and a number 2, but you can actually increase the size if they want a little bit more support.
And these are your knee blocks and these are your back blocks?
That's right, your thigh blocks, yeah.
So Zebra work with a number of amazing riders. Can you tell me a little bit more about them?
So we have some exceptional riders that, you know, it speaks volumes about Equipe and Amerigo. They choose to ride in these saddles. They have options, you know, at that level they could ride in any saddle, but they choose to ride in ours, which is great for us, and they're absolutely flying with them. So it speaks volumes, really. We have the likes of, in show jumping, Edwina Tops-Alexander, personally my hero for show jumping. And then we have Michael Aylberg in dressage. We've got Ros Cantor, Laura Collett, and that leads us to Emily King and Sam Aykroyd.
And I'd love to see some of these in action. And I know Emily and Sam live quite locally to here.
Yeah.
Is it possible for us to go and take a look?
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
Let's do it. So we're here now at Emily King and Sam Aykroyd's yard in the northeast of Wales, and we're super excited to take you behind the scenes to meet them.
I think they're waiting for us in the barn, so let's go.